Okay, welcome along. It's 4 o'clock. Better crack on. We're due to set off in about 45 minutes' time, but as I say, it's not going to be too much procedural stuff today. Right, let's get that message off the screen there. The stream has started now, in actual fact. Thank you very much for your service. We're in grounds of testing again. I sort of come to the conclusion that every time I started Navigraph up recently, it was causing some form of system crash or another. So this time we've... what's going on here with the... hold on a minute. Let's just sort this microphone out. Sounded a bit MIDI, wasn't it? Is that any good? Is that any better? No, that's... Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Okay, we'll leave it. Leave it like that. Okay. They were causing some sort of crash before, so I'm hoping this time... sorry about this, I'm just playing around with this setting here. Let's try that. Hopefully this time the reloads... right, I've just seen why. Spanner. Hopefully with a clean install of that Navigraph. I also reloaded self-loading cargo. Just as a precaution, because it could be that, could have been that. But here we are in Larnaca at this very moment. Here's the sort of brand spanking new airport that they've got here. This is a payware from the marketplace on Microsoft Flight Simulator. Purchased this yesterday, and quite a mighty fine job they've done of this new terminal. Overall, we'll have a quick little look around it. We've got this new terminal here, brand new terminal, which is built out more to the west of the airport. Sounds like something's taking off. Oh, there you go. What's that? Let's have a look. Oh, it looks like Ural Airlines, Russian aircraft, is leaving Larnaca. And as you can see, this down here, where is it? It's a bit further down, isn't it? Yeah, was this the old terminal down here? Pretty sure it was, yeah. This is going now to be exclusively cargo, I think, is the plans for it. And there's another bit down here by the tower as well. But this is the new section of the airport. I say new, relatively new. And there you go, you can see it in all its splendour. We're down there, we're the EasyJet aircraft. It's one of the jetways there. A couple of aircraft in this afternoon. Weather, as you can see, I wouldn't say it's scorchio, but it's clear. Sounds a bit windy on the ground, but we'll soon sort out what's what when we get back down on the ground and start things up in the cockpit, and we'll get a weather report as well, see how things are doing. So we have a Czech airline sitting there waiting. What is that? That is Azerbaijan. Bloody hell. Couple more over here. Got a Lufthansa. Looks like an A321. Southwest Airlines. What is that doing here? Bit out of East Patch. Something default there, and I think that is about it. What we got here. Meanwhile, there we go. There's a quick look around Larnaca Airport for you. This is the newish scenery that's on the marketplace. I think they've done quite a nice job to it. Certainly beats the default airport scenery. This is far more detailed with that new terminal. Of course, it's close to the salt plains here as well. Well, you do see the odd flamingos. I think if we pop down here, we might be able to spot some flamingos that they've detailed in as well. Let's have a look. Let's go opposite. There's another little salt lake here, just to the other side of the airport to the south. And I think we might be able to see some pretty pink, fluffy flamingos. Oh, there they are. There you go. There's your flamingos. feeding off their shrimp. Oh, you can also hear the water. How nice. Fantastic. Well, that's all on the free software. You can see the wind is blowing. It seems to be a bit of a northerly, northeasterly wind that's blowing at this very moment. Okay, we'll get back down to our aircraft and get that loaded up. Now it's saying I'm offline here. I don't think it is. I think it's just this laptop I use for monitoring. According to the streaming, I ain't got no dropouts. That seems fine. Yeah, it's just this laptop. Okay, well there. Panic over. Right, let's nip into the cockpit and we'll start getting things organised in here as well. Let's get some battery power on. Ground power. I forgot what one is. Is it that one? Yeah. Okay, we get the ideas lined up, ready and working. We can also get the APU ready and started. It's that. APU is on. Nav light on, just so that I know that we're in the aircraft. No smoking sign on the emergency exit signs. Bit of a test for the lighting. All the bulbs there seem to be working. That's cool. Turn that off now. Thank you. Bit of dome light. Crew supply on. And we'll just monitor the APU for when that comes up onto power. Turn these screens up on the eCams. Marvellous. Get this upper panel lighting sorted out as well. That's on. They're on. Let's get these screens brightened up a little bit as well. Right, so we did have problems with flight plans, and I'm wondering if this was all to do with some of the issues that we were getting. We got an hour into our flight from, God, where are we flying from? Corfu down to Larnaca, and we got halfway through, and we had a bit of a system crash. And the only thing I can think of is, in recent times, it's when I've opened up Navigraph, I've had issues. I did put in a new livery, which was the Cyprus Airways livery, so it could have been that. So I'm now on an EasyJet livery, which I know has always worked, so just playing it safe at the moment. Right, okay, let's get into the seat. Let's get the flypad on. Now I've got self-loading cargo sorted out. Wi-Fi. Want the sound pack. We want EasyJet. It's imported from there, so well, we can start that. Let's get that going. Marvellous. Do I need that open? No. But I do need that one open. Okay, departure time is in 35 minutes, I think. Let's make that a little bit bigger, shall we, so we can see what's actually occurring. 35 minutes, which is about right. So we better get our skates on. So the first thing we're going to do is get the passengers ready, because the sooner you get them on, have them waiting around you, score increases. So we need the jetway. We get the catering on, get that door open, baggage, external power, get the fuel truck here. The full kit and caboodle is what we want. And there they are. Jetway connected. Baggage, right, I'd say we're ready for boarding.
Hi Penny, we're happy to get going. So, as soon as you're ready, you can open the doors and start to let the passengers board. Thanks.
Right, okay, back on board. Right, so I've got this configuration sorted out, put constraints on. Right, bear with me 1 second. I'm just doing some bits and bobs out in here, so just bear with me a minute. Oh, sorry about that. That was the microphone feeding back through the headphones. Very painful. Right, so if I get my iPad sorted here as well. Come on, update. Yeah, okay, so that's updated. And then I want that, turn that, what are we streaming today? I think we should be 1080, he says. Yeah, we are. Marvellous. Okay, right, so that's that set up. Let's get straight on to the flight plan. So I've already got Navigraph configured. We can see our route here. We are departing on, I think it's runway 12. Oh, let's have a look. As approaches, we don't want that. Runways. We are on 0404, runway 04. We go out into the bay, Larnaca Bay, and literally near enough do a 360, and our route takes us along the south coast, past Limassol. We should get a good view of that as we fly past to Mandria, and then we're out into the Mediterranean on a westerly, northwesterly. We fly over the island of Rhodes. We just touch the southwest tip of Kos. Naxos, just past to the north of that there, and our route then takes us from a northeasterly approach into Athens airport, subject to change to the weather and pending that we don't get another computer crash. Right, so that's the route. Let's get that into the Mukdu and get us set up. It'd be interesting to see if we get any quirks. I have updated, as I say, all the Navigraph stuff. I just uninstalled it, reinstalled it with a fresh copy, and I, now and again, I think just as sort of good housekeeping is to update the software, but don't just overwrite it, and do a proper uninstall and reload it. I've not had to do that with a flight sim for a while, but I do believe that helps as well. Right, okay, so that's loaded in. LCLK, Larnaca to LGAV Athens, route, about 1.5 hours. It's estimating at this moment. Okay, so back to the main menu. Let's get the weights and balances done. We've got passengers boarding. Let's send for that data there. Okay, that's our init page, init request. Marvellous. Flight level today is 38,000 feet. Just check that tropo, 37533 I've got here, and that's got 39, so I'm going to go with what we've got on the latest flight plan, so let's clear them out. 37533 is what I've got. We'll bung that in there. That's rounded it up. Cost index is 5. Oh well, it would be, wouldn't it, because it's bloody EasyJet. Okay, so that's our init data done. Flex to temp, we have a figure of 56, flaps 1. Transition altitude is 9,000 feet. I'll set that to our initial... Oh, what am I doing? Wrong knob. I'm just going to set that as our initial climb. I'll double check that when we start looking at the flight plans and the charts. Right, so V1 is 121. Rotate 22. Climb rate at 126. It's all good. Okay, right, so LCLK. We are departing on Runway 04. And we are going, let's just check my plan here. LCA Nordi FAD 2. If I just insert that, that should be just a loop back on itself. So if I go on to the plan here, right, of course, that's not going to show me much yet because there's probably put a... Yeah, thought so. Clear that. There you go. So a bit of a left turn out, and then let's just expand that out a bit. Then it should be taking us on a westerly. Yeah. Okay. And finally at Athens, let's check what our arrival is there. I know we're coming in from the north. Forget what the runway is now. It's runway 21 left. So we want ILS 21 left. We'll go for a Yankee approach, I think. Let's have a look. So what we got? We got... Charistos is that's not in there. Charistos Varix is Varix in there. Sorry, I may have been misreading that. Let's just have another look. UV Vari 3A, which is this one here. Okay, so that is our approach. Insert that. We'll have a quick look. See what that approach looks like. Oops, return it first. I'm sure there's going to be some more discontinuities in there. CRO, there's our decel point, so this will be the point that we start to get to our approach. There it is, and that looks very much like what we got on our Navigraph charts there. Okay, right, let's go back to the beginning, have a look, see if there's any constraints. I don't think there is, so I'm just going to use our transition altitude as our first step once we make that turn out back on ourselves. Okay, right, so why has it not put the ILS through? Ah, right, I know why.
We're just about ready. Once everyone is on board, we're happy for you to close the door.
That should come back when we get started. Okay. Right, okay, flight plan's done. We might be able to get an early start, which is cool.
We're almost complete.
What's our manifest today? What have we got? 112 on board so far, plus 43. That's about 150. 153, something like 154. Let's have a look. So we've got 41 passengers to go anyway. So, right. Fuel. Let's check our fuel. Right, well, we've got 9.5 tons on board already. That's far too much. So we'll need some taken out. We need to go down to 6478. I'm going to call it 6480. 6480. And we'll start that. And estimating defuel time of 4 minutes, apparently. There we go. Right. So that's topping up. Get the flight plan into the fly pad. Just have a quick look at the weather checks here. In your own time. There we go. Right, so our wind's not too bad here, 9 knots. 11 knots. 11 knots here, 9 knots at Athens. Nice 16, pleasant 16 degrees centigrade here at Larnaca at this very moment. Right, we can take external power off, get rid of the power truck. They're all done, baggage is done, catering's done. We're just waiting for another 22 passengers, and oh, that's cool, we should be on our way. The lighting sorted out. I'll just confirm. First of all, let's make sure this guy doesn't get our pushback in. Right, so he can do the trim, do the anti-stall protection. I'll leave him up there. He can do the radio stuff when we're on our way. Larnaca clearance. Is that going to... we are departing to the west.
Larnaca ground easy 248 with whiskey request taxi for takeoff west departure.
Easy 124 in taxi to and hold short of Runway Four using taxiway Lima Charlie Lima Victor Hotel uniform. Contact tower on 121.2 when ready.
Okay, so we're all correct so far. Departing to the east, Runway 4 with a sharp turnout on departure. I normally, if we've got that sort of departure, I normally start the turn. Let's have a look if I can get to Navigraph charts. Yeah, I normally turn it a bit further out into the bay and then go back on. So do a runway heading first, make sure everything's configured correctly and happy, and then start my turn just before we get to Xylophagou. Is it Xylophagou? Just past sort of Decalia. Head towards the power station. Right, that's a sign to say that we have all our passengers on board. We can get rid of the stairway now, or the jetway. Thank you very much. Adios.
Hello, Captain. It's Penny, the cabin manager. Just to let you know, all passengers are now on board and the doors are closed.
Okay, thank you.
Marvellous. Right, passengers on board. Just time for me to the speed brakes automatic. I'll get the wind shear set, even though it's inoperable. We'll still flag up an alarm on the panel if I haven't set it. TACAS is in standby. We'll get that set to all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our EasyJet service. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose items of clothing. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure a prompt departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board.
Okay, let's get the beacon on.
Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no-smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
Right, we fueled up. Are we ready to go? 6480, which is our fuel on board. I think that matches up. Should do. 6480. Okay, so we're all done there. We can get the fuel pumps on. APU bleed is on. Alright, we can get the call the tug. Right, so we should have a nice sunset approach into Athens this afternoon, this evening. Okay. Right, so pushback done, all set, handbrake off, parking brake off, engine selector to ignition. All set. Let's start with engine 1 and pushback.
Cabin crew, doors to automatic. Thank you.
Okay, right, let's monitor the engines.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets, and brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2
Oh,
at the
I think
front.
we're pushing us back the wrong way there because
More light.
you're
Guide you
facing the
to
other
an
way.
exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you.
The doors are closed.
In an emergency, leave all
Third
cabin
aid.
baggage on board.
Many thanks.
Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times.
No, dude, we can
If
manage
the
the
air
rest
supply
from here, I
fails,
think.
masks
Right,
will
so
drop
parking
from the
brake
front.
on, engine
Pull the
2
mask towards you
starts.
to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your
flaps
nose
1.
and mouth. Hold in place with the strap. Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take the life jacket from under your seat.
Okay, thank you, Mr.
Put
Tug.
it over your head. Pass the tapes
You can
around
disappear.
your waist. Click together and pull the strap to adjust. Do not
There it
inflate
goes.
it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate,
Goodbye,
or needs
Mr.
topping
Tug.
up,
Thank you for your
blow into
services,
the
sir.
tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. We also carry flotation.
Okay,
aids for
taxi light on.
your tray
Strobes to
table must now be
automatic.
Stowed, armrest down, window blinds open, and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight with EasyJet.
Marvellous, right, okay, let's check the flight controls. Let's stick forward, stick back, stick left, stick right, rudder left, rudder right, speed brakes, and speed brakes off. Okay, stick them back to automatic. Okay, we'll get the co-pilot to do the communications for us. Why, thank you. Right, check the engine status, all at 19 to 20%. Flex set to 56 for takeoff. And ready to depart. So parking brake off. Looks like the wind's dropped a little bit there, so that's cool. Bit of oversteer since last few upgrades. Since they've brought that tiller control in, if you're using the rudder controls to steer, it is very, very sensitive. So might have to knock that down a bit in the settings, which I'll keep promising to do and never get round to. So you just got to be extra careful on the rudder settings if you're using that to steer. Okay, here we are, Runway 4, just lining up. We'll get our permission to enter the runway. If our co-pilot can be bothered to do the radio controls this time, we'll soon see. Okay, parking brakes on.
Larnaca Tower.
Oh, yes, thank you very much. Right, so runway lights on. Strobes on.
For the attention of the cabin crew, please be seated for takeoff.
Okay, clear to take off. Check takeoff configuration. It's tested. Takeoff auto brake is set to maximum. Speed brake automatic, flaps 1. And I'm ready to depart. Okay, that's the cabin crew ready and sat down. Stick forward. Engine's 40%. And up to flex. Airspeed active 100. 3-1. Rotate.
Positive rate. Gear up.
EZY248 continue for west departure.
Larnaca Tower EZ248 continue for west departure.
EZY248 leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Larnaca Tower
Okay, thrust to climb level.
Larnaca approach EZ248.
That's just the flaps.
Type Airbus
A bit slow on the
2
flaps.
miles northeast of Larnaca at 2,300 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
EZY248
Right, what's that come up on there? Nav TACAS standby. TACAS one, I should have done that before takeoff, really. Okay, put it in autopilot and we should start to make our turn. It's over Larnaca Bay.
Radar contact 4 miles northeast of Larnaca, 4,200 feet. Cleared through the Charlie airspace. Maintain on navigation. Descend and maintain 3,000 feet Cypress 41 tree.
Cleared through the Charlie airspace EZ248.
AG of 914, you are 2,200 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 4,000 feet altimeter 29.997. Alpine 5727, you are 3,200 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 4,000.
Right, and there's good old Larnaca town below us with a marina. Sort of in between the town and the Decalia Strip, as they call it.
Report them inside.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated.
Descend and maintain
Toilets are
4,000
located
feet
at each
in
end of the
914.
cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes. In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase from our selection of fresh food available.
There's the old Salt Lakes. We get the old pretty flamingos.
You can also purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payments in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated. And if we could be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Right, so I think we are at 9,000. Okay, so our transition altitude, we can go to standard on the barometer and straight up to 38,000 feet. Okay, that's set. Let's just check our flight plan. It's got no squigglies in it. Should be okay. So far so good.
Contact Nicosia Center on 124.2.
Well, that's good to find out, because since I've updated Navigraph,
Going to 124.2.
I've not got no oddities in the flight plans.
Center, easy 248, 9,600 feet.
Just like we did when we left Corfu earlier this morning. Kudos Mountains in the background. Over there to the left.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has switched off the seatbelt sign. You may now move around the aircraft. However, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt securely fastened and visible to the cabin crew whenever you are seated. This is for your personal safety in case of sudden or unexpected.
Right, so it'll be interesting to see if this flight, which is about an hour and a half, just over an hour and a half, I reckon, to see if we get another system crash. I doubt it, because I've reloaded all that stuff. I was always suspicious that something's not quite right with Navigraph. That's been locking up and doing all sorts of things. So it'll be a good test to see if that lasts the duration. Got everything running, self-loading cargo. The Alpha India traffic is also running in background, along with other stuff I've upgraded, which is the Simlink and Nav Data Center as well. I've just done the whole kit and caboodle. Just thought, right, sod it, just upgrade, uninstall and reinstall it with the latest versions, and hopefully that's might have fixed things. Too early to say yet. Last time it crashed within the hour, and the time before that it crashed within the hour, so we've got an hour and a half flight. Be a good test to see if that is what the fix is. Okay, right, so we're over 10,000. Let's get the lights off. APU can go off. That should have gone off when we were on the ground, but there you go. We done it for safety reasons. Bullshit. Right, so our flight plan, as you can see, takes us along the southern coast of Cyprus. Limassol there in the background. You can see Limassol, and that peninsula there is Akrotiri, where the Royal Air Force Base is. Show you on our map here if we do real time. Let's get that caught up from where we are. There we go. So here's Limassol, this big city just to the southwest of us. If we scroll out, RAF Akrotiri is at the tip of that peninsula, and at Mandria we head out west and then turn onto a northwesterly towards Athens all the way. And that's the Troodos mountain range.
and gentlemen, the captain has switched on the seatbelt sign. You must now return to your seat and securely fasten your seatbelt. The lavatories are now not in service. Once again, please return to your seat and securely fasten your seatbelt.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the cockpit, this is the captain. I just wanted to inform you that we're expecting turbulence up ahead. As a safety precaution, I've turned on the seatbelt sign. For your safety, please return to your seat, if you are not yet seated. Then, remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened, for a few minutes until the light is turned off. Thank you.
Sorry about that, just had to disappear. Check on the sausage casserole we've got baking away at this moment. So, yeah, do apologise. Last thing I want is when we finally get there is burnt sausages. So, here we go. We're just approaching the western tip of Cyprus. Back out into the Mediterranean on our jolt up to sunny Athens. There we can see sort of Paphos. If you look directly in front of the engine, just slightly up on the tip there, you'll see Paphos in the background and Polis. And then it's goodbye Cyprus.
Ladies and gentlemen, take full advantage of your tax-free allowances today and make some amazing savings with our boutique range. In your in-flight brochure, you'll find details of our award-winning selection of gifts, most with massive discounts, some of which are exclusive to you as an EasyJet customer. Make the most of your opportunity to shop and save in the comfort of your seat. If you'd like to see any products, have any questions, or would like to make great savings, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Good afternoon to the Marky Show. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm always never failed to be impressed by the MSFS2020 graphics that they've been working on for all these years. Stunning graphics, certainly when you get somewhere sunny and you get some of these brilliant views. Sunny islands. Don't know if you can see the We should be turning in a few moments and we'll be able to see the sunset as we head up towards Athens.
The captain has switched off the seatbelt sign. You may now move around the aircraft. However, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt securely fastened and visible to the cabin
Nice
crew
cloudless
whenever
sky,
you exit.
which is
This
good
for
to
your
see.
personal safety, in case of sudden or unexpected turbulence.
It's a change from the flying conditions that we had yesterday, certainly in the UK with Storm Eunice.
And the seatbelt sign is switched on again. The lavatories are now in service.
Okay, right, so let's check to see that our fuel burn is on target, 40 kilograms a minute, and we can just compare that using our OFP. And where are we heading to? We're 14 miles away from Genos. Let's have a look. So by Genos, we should have 4619 or above. And we've still got 5.5 tons, so yeah, all looking good so far. Yeah, it's pretty hair-raising yesterday, Marky, with some of the stuff. I just on a bit of a flight from Bristol, heading towards over the southwest tip to Ireland, and some of that got a bit hair-raising with some of the speeds. Interesting landing. I think it took me about 3 attempts to get the thing back down on the ground at Bristol. Right, okay, so make our turn out. I think we get our last glimpse of Cyprus as we make a turn very shortly to the northwest. And really, until we get up to Rhodes, the island of Rhodes, and beyond, it's pretty much sea all the way. Just see the coastline of Turkey in the background.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the cockpit, this is the captain. I thought you would wish to know that we are about to reach our cruise altitude. We expect to remain at this height for the majority of the flight. Up to now, there are no anticipated delays ahead of us, and therefore you should arrive at your destination on time as scheduled. Naturally, if that situation changes, I will be sure to let you know. I'm sure Penny and the rest of the cabin crew are taking thoroughly good care of you. But please, if there is anything that will enhance your EasyJet experience or make your journey that little bit more comfortable, be sure and let them know. They are happy to assist you in whatever way they are able. That's all from me for the moment. I'm going to leave you in peace and in the very capable hands of our EasyJet cabin crew. Unless it is absolutely necessary, you won't hear from us again until shortly before landing. So, I invite you to sit back, relax, make the most of our in-flight hospitality and enjoy the remainder of our flight time together. And let me take this opportunity of thanking you for choosing to fly with us at EasyJet. We're proud to be Europe's largest, and as you know, the web's favourite airline.
Right, so there's our last view of Cyprus.
Ladies and gentlemen,
not going to get
in
out
just
of
a few
there.
moments, we'll commence our in-flight
That's
service,
what's that. That's just,
offering you
yeah,
the chance
by
to
the
purchase from
sort
a
of
selection
northwest
fresh
tip,
food available
Polis,
today.
and then into the
All
northern
details
part
can
of
be found in
Cyprus,
your
the Turkish
in-flight
side,
brochure.
as we leave that
A
coastline.
selection of hot beverages together with drinks and snacks.
Right, they're serving drinks. I'm going to get myself a coffee.
And debit or credit cards. The correct exchange would be greatly appreciated. And if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Yeah, the cabin service here, if I ask the missus to bring us a coffee, I'll get told where to go. So it's not quite top-line service here. It's very much DIY. And that's exactly what I've got to do. Are you using any add-on packs at all? Is this air tool for the announcements? Yeah, I use self-loading cargo for the announcements, which is this tool here, Marky. I can sort of expand it up a bit. It deals with all the loading of the aircraft, passengers. You can see stuff, how the cabin crews, or how the cabin's laid out, and what the cabin crew are up to as well. Here you can individual passengers. So it goes into lots of detail as to what you can do here. And obviously, passenger satisfaction, it's 87%. Normally, when you've fed and watered them, it sort of raises up a bit. So yeah, that's just one of them. What else are we using? Using AIG traffic for real-time traffic. Navigraph maps for navigation. We did, when we left Larnaca, the Larnaca one, I only downloaded it last night. It was the Larnaca scenery package for the aircraft, for the airport at Larnaca, and that was pretty impressive. And Athens, we're using is a freeware airport upgrade from flightsim.to. So it'll be interesting to see what that looks like when we get there. Other than that, hardware wise, I've just got the Thrustmaster Airbus side stick, which is pretty good. Enjoying that. May even upgrade sometime in the near future to the thrust console as well, the center console. Right, so here we are, already at our cruising altitude, 38,000 feet. EasyJet, no expense spared there with the takeoff configuration. Right, so what are we about? Yeah, 20 minutes into the flight, and UTC 1536. It wants us to get in. Well, I've knocked the time back a bit so that we get a sort of a sunset approach into Athens this evening. Probably got about an hour left of the flight. Like I say, I'm going to go off just quickly to grab myself a coffee and a sneaky biscuit, and by the time we get to Rhodes, which isn't that far, if we look on the map, yeah, so Rhodes is where is it? It's there. There's the island of Rhodes, and we're just here. I'll catch up with you, and then we've got all the view of all these islands. You've got Kos, Siri, bloody hell, Naxos, even ones I can't pronounce. So we should get some good views, some nice clear skies. That's if it doesn't cloud over too much when we get towards Athens. But we'll download a weather report when I've got a coffee, and we can check that out. Well, as I peered into the fridge to get the milk out, obviously to make me coffee, there was a can of Foster's laying there lonely in the back, one left over from last night, and I thought, do you know what? Let's do it. We're flying in Cyprus where none of the rules seem to apply. Makes me laugh when you go there, still the bars have no smoking signs up, but all the ashtrays are up, which is brilliant. Right, so yeah, limited to one can of beer. Yeah, if you're into flying the Airbus, I do recommend the Thrustmaster side stick for the Airbus. It's perfect. It's just made for it, really. So yeah, and self-loading cargo. I mean, we've been awaiting updates for that for quite a while. Looks like he's got some exciting plans for it, but the updates are rather slow coming. But having said that, yeah, I'm quite impressed with the add-on. It works really well. Right, so coastline of Turkey just starting to come into view. Wherever that is that Finiki, and Demre, and Kaz. Check out our approach charts for Athens and make sure I've got the right documentation on there for our approach. So our arrival is Vary 3A. Which is going to be, let's have a look, 3A, Varix 3A. Possibly this chart here. It's Varix. Approach. So ILS 321 left. ILS Y. Let's overlay that on our flight plan so we can get a view of where we actually are. So we want to be 6,000. Look, 6,000, 4,200, and then 1,900 on our final approach. So by where do we start making our descent? Let's have a look. Top of descent is just after Pedder, DCT. Yeah, that's Varix, Wiplu, Pirax, Akina, Laos Copar. Let's have a look. Can't be this far out, surely. Rodos. Well, that's Varix. Let's have a look. Turkey. Oh, sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. Oh, I was looking at the top of climb. Top of descent is Akina. Which I'm sure. So it's there, okay. Still got quite a way to go, yeah. We're about just coming up to the halfway mark, so... Marvellous. There's Turkey. They're going through some change on that name, don't they? They don't like the word in English, Turkey, so they're calling it something else, Turish or something, I don't know. There's snow-capped mountains over there as well.
EasyY248, you're leaving my airspace. Radar service terminated. Squawk 7000. Frequency change approved.
I think I can...
Squawk 7000.
Go to
Frequency
settings.
change approved. EZ248.
Audio.
Athens Center EZ248 is type Airbus A20 entry 1 miles southeast of Lima Golf Kilo Juliet flight level 380. Request flight following.
EasyY248 Athens Center. Squawk 3714.
Right.
Squawk 3714 EZ248.
EasyY248 radar contact 29 miles southeast of Lima Golf Kilo Juliet flight level 380.
Well, it's
Roger,
not
easy,
made
248.
much difference. I'll have to have a play around with the sound levels. Okay, slight turn here. I'm just going to check those charts again. Right, so if we start descent there, by the time we start our approach, we want to be 6,000. So from Tina to there, let's say 10,000. Okay, just get that set up initially. We're not going to make a descent yet, but I'm just going to get that clocked in so we know where we're heading. Right, so just 316 miles to go to our destination. Right, whilst we're here, we'll get a meter report for Athens, so we can set up our arrival information. Don't need that, and I don't need LCLK, so we get rid of them and send for a meta report for that. What's that sending? Oh right, it's actually picked it right. I was just a bit concerned it didn't initially pick up the ILS frequency for Athens, but it's done that now. It's happy. That's cool. No oddities in the flight plan showing, so I'm convinced there was something either wrong with the way it was interpreted in the sim brief information. It's getting some real odd flight plans with certainly our call forward flight this morning, that down to Cyprus, got us all the way down to Larnaca, and then it put a loop in back up to near enough up to Athens and then back again, and I just couldn't work out where that it inserted that. Yeah, so that's much better.
248 traffic is 11 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level 390 Airbus. Report them in sight.
Right, there's our weather reports.
Easy 248 have the traffic.
Pretty good. 230, 03 knot wind. Have okay, that's good. No clouds, no significant change.
Report them in sight.
Okay, we'll print that. We've got that for reference.
Aegean 906 have the Airbus A20N in sight.
Marvellous. Right, okay. Fuel flow. 30, oh, that's good. We are at Lucad. OFP. Whoops. Sorry, one. Scroll that way. Lucad, which is there. 3652 is what we should have available. We're 4840. We're doing okay. That's cool. So nicely burning fuel efficiency, or efficiently, I should say. When you say the online servers, Marky Show, MS2020 is always connected to live servers for weather information and traffic. So we've got live traffic running at the moment, so any traffic that we see or hear being mentioned by the air traffic control is actually real world traffic, as is the weather information. If you're talking about air traffic control services like VATSIM, I do have VATSIM. I'm not running it at the moment because when I checked before I come online, there was no one active in this area, so it would have been a bit of a pointless exercise. So we're just using the default air traffic control, which does work with a program that I'm running at the moment called AIG Traffic, which pulls in all the real world flight information as it's happening, and works with that. So yeah, and I mean to get the photogrammetry and everything else for the scenery, it needs to be connected all the time. I hope that answers your question anyway, unless I've got off on a real bad tangent there. Right, well, wait, let's have a look. So we're coming up to Larnaca, so we should be approaching near enough over towards Rhodes. Yeah, we are. We're just approaching Rhodes, which we should. The glare isn't too bad. Out the front window, just see that coming into view. It's a bit hazy out there, so I was just hoping by the time to time it so that when we get to Athens we got some good screenshots of sunsets and stuff like that on our approach. Yeah, VASIM's great. I've been a bit chicken with it lately. I shouldn't be. I don't know why. I used to be a radio operator in the RAF when I first started out, so I don't know why I am so nervous of it. Yeah, it's a great tool, really is. But unfortunately, in this area, there's no one operating. The only area near to here that was operating was southern Italy and Malta. Right, so we're getting our initial arrival information in. So we have, I can't quite see it from that angle. It's whoops. See that one? No, it's the next one. There we go. Right, so we have QNH 1021 at Athens. Current temperature is 12 degrees. Radnav, no, we don't need none of that. Wind is 23003, so that's calmed down quite a bit since we checked at Larnaca. 23003, just confirm that. Transition altitude. Oh, didn't I bookmark that chart? Oh, there we go. Okay, let's have a look. Transition altitude is 9,000 feet. For the approach that we're making. Okay, that's all in. We've got that ready. We'll check it one more time just before sorry, during our descent, just to make sure nothing is changing there, but the last time we checked, and this time it says no significant change, so we should be okay, allegedly. What I'm more interested in is, have we breached that 1 hour mark yet? Let's have a look. We're 42 minutes, because I have noticed on the last couple of flights we've had a few glitches around about the 1 hour mark, and I did notice it was when I was using Navigraph charts, and it wasn't happening when I wasn't using Navigraph charts. Well, since this morning, when the last time it happened, I've unloaded all the SimConnect stuff, the Nav Data Center and Navigraph charts, and I've just done a fresh install of the whole lot. And just to be extra, belt and braces, so I've done self-loading cargo again as well, just in case. So today, or this evening's flight, is the real test to see if that has cured that crash problem we were getting. It was fine if I don't run Navigraph charts or any of its apps, it wasn't crashing. So, bit of a test flight today. Right, so we are just passing over Rhodes, the Greek island of Rhodes, one of the last islands to the southeast of the sort of, well, you can really call it an archipelago, but it's you know, a nice collection of dozens of Greek islands on this part of the route. Now that we're sort of heading on northwesterly, we pass by or over most of them, because we're making an approach from the northeast of Athens. So yeah, it's great looking at all the islands. Don't know if we can see much. Oh, there we go. There's the southern section of Rhodes. Actually, when I lived in Cyprus, we took my brother was over, and we took a weekend, a long weekend cruise from Limassol port, from Limassol to Rhodes. and it was a Russian ship. It was a Russian crew, and it had a mixture of Greek and Russians on there. And boy, that boat absolutely alive all weekend. The bar was constantly open. There was entertainment all the time. We had we dressed up as, you know, using the bed sheets as a toga party. It was brilliant. Fond memories. God, when was that? That must have been about 2004. Was that us? 11 o'clock. So we should see a A320 fly past us in a minute, unless it's already gone. Let's take an external outside view. It's probably shot past us already. Can't see at the moment. It was reported at 11 o'clock. So either gone past, shot past us. No, I can't see it. Right, so there's Rhodes and there's Rhodes Airport. You've got a military airport down there and a civilian airport. And just off the tip there, if we look at 12 o'clock, is the port. What we ended up coming on this Russian cruise ship. It was brilliant. Loved it. Fond memories. A couple of Turkish islands down there, but majority of this lot now that we're going to see are the Greek islands, Naxos, and God, all the Kos. Kos is over here. In the distance over there is Crete. Islands of sunshine and good fun. Yeah, the rules are pretty strict on VATSIM. I just put in the comments when I submit a flight plan that I'm a newbie. Please be gentle. And normally they go all right, and some of them are okay. Most of them are okay. You know, if they see that you're struggling with something, they'll normally sort of subtly help you out. But there are certainly, I don't want to call anyone out, but certainly if you're flying into France, they tend to be a bit shitty with you sometimes. And I find that more amusing than an off-put. So yeah, it's good fun. It's good fun. It adds that sort of immersion and a little bit of realism into simming. I mean, because if I compare this when I first got into flight simming, and that was like around 1984, and I remember the flight sim on the ZX Spectrum. Boy, what a difference! And I've got them all mostly on discs. All the way up to FSX, but this is just something totally different, and you can see where this is going. And I mean, hopefully, there's rumours that on the next update that they're trying to make the flight dynamics a little bit more realistic, which is good. I mean, because at the moment, with the visuals they've done, is spot on. I love it. It's brilliant. But if they can sort of, if they're working now on the flight dynamics and making that more and more realistic, excellent. Bring it on. We love it. Right, so we have a customer satisfaction, 93% so far. Get more drinks down them, and that should go up.
Full details can be found in your in-flight.
Get the Uzo out.
You can also purchase a selection of hot beverages together with drinks.
What's that other stuff as well? Not Zivoneer. No, it wasn't Zivoneer.
In pounds, euros,
was it Zivoneer? Yeah, Zivoneer.
And debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated. And if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Easy Y248, you're leaving light airspace. Resume on navigation. Contact Istanbul Center on 119 decimal tree. Good day.
119 decimal tree for EZ248. Istanbul Center EZ248 flight level tree 80.
Easy Y248 Istanbul Center. Continue as planned. Easy Y248 contact Athens Center on 135.875. Good day.
135.875 EZ248. Athens Center EZ248 flight level tree 80.
Easy Y248 Athens Center, continue as planned.
Alright, just trying to keep an eye on our waypoints because they do tend to creep up on you unexpectedly. 1, 2, 3 more waypoints and we'll start our top of descent at Akina. We're just passing the island of Kos if we look out the starboard side. There it is down there, Kos. hello, Probs. How you doing? I haven't yet. No. I've been having so many issues since the last update with Flight Sim. I've been troubleshooting a lot of issues I've had, which have been quite a few, and also messing around with graphic card settings, because I've been running mine. I wouldn't say overclocked too much, but I sort of had sort of mediocre settings on the overclocking side, and always suffered from sort of frame drops and micro stutters until I started to read up a little bit on undervolting graphics cards, and boy, that's just changed the whole thing totally, the whole bag here. Yeah, I don't get any frame drops now, or hardly any. The micro stutters are minimal, absolutely minimal. Getting on over. This is the smoothest experience I've had with Microsoft Flight Simulator through experimenting and trying to find the sweet spot on my graphics card to undervolt it so that temperatures are lower and the fans aren't screaming all the time, and it's not bottlenecking or throttling because of temperatures. And I can see now how people preach the fact that it's not all about overclocking, it's also about undervolting, so that not everything's maxed out and screaming its head off, because it has the opposite effect. Yeah, so I've been experimenting, trying to get this flight sim right. I had a few crashes, not to do with the graphics card, just found out it's to do mainly with Navigraph, so I've had to uninstall all that and the apps that come with it, reinstall them, and it, touch wood, it seems to be okay. So yeah, I've had a bit of a nightmare, but I will get round to it sometime, because that sounds really interesting, the airport CEO stuff, Pops. I think if we get to the hour mark, because it's always happened within the hour, if it's going to crash, it's going to crash within the hour. We're 57 minutes 56 seconds, so anytime after this hour it could go. So this is really another test flight to see that to see if it's going to crash or not again. Hopefully not, fingers crossed. Okay, so we're just coming up to see what I mean. It just creeps up on you so quickly. Akina's our point where we start our top of descent. I reckon, you know, if I go by the Simbury flight plan and with the descent configuration we've got here, we might be descending a bit too early, but I'll play it by the book. When we're at Akina, we'll get down to 10,000, and then past Varix, we're down to 6,000. So 5 miles till we get to Akina, and we'll give that descent anyway. Better early than late, as we found out if you're doing an ILS approach. Okay, let's get that descent kicked in. We're going down to 10,000 feet.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the cockpit, this is the captain. The more awake amongst you may have noticed we've begun our descent for landing. In about 5 minutes, I'm going to illuminate the fasten seatbelt sign, at which point the cabin crew will begin to secure the cabin for landing. This will include locking the lavatories. So, if you need to use the facilities, now is the time. You may assist the cabin crew by handing them any rubbish or remaining service items you may have. For now, please, sit back, relax, enjoy those magnificent views as we descend to our destination and enjoy the short remainder of our flight together.
Right, okay, so I'm a bit more relaxed about, you know, if we're descending too late, because they've now put the hold pattern in as well, so I'll just program in a hold and just circle for a little bit to lose some height at a specific waypoint. So, and I'm glad Fly-by-Wire has finally got round to that, and you don't have to manually do it. So that's a good feature with the hold. We might have to do it yet, so we might be demonstrating that. Let's have a look. Let's have a quick look on the flight plan. Right, so our approach phase is programmed in, ready to go. I'm going to get one more meta report just to make sure nothing has changed at Athens. Don't need that yet. Certainly don't need Larnaca. Just Athens, and send. Meanwhile, let's just check this out. So coming up to Varix. The only thing it's not doing is showing the constraints on the flight plan at the moment. But I know I need to be 6,000 feet by Varix, so we might be pushing it, but then we've got quite a long leg. We've got 20 miles up to KRO, so should be alright. We're down to 26,000 at the moment. Marvellous. Right, let's pull up that weather report. Just want to make sure it's not... Oh, wrong one. I wanted to go to messages. Should be the second one. Here we go. So that was 1522. T3003. Yeah, no changes there. Cool. So we ain't got to change anything. That's good. Marvellous. I can go for that. Beautiful scenery as we look out across these Greek islands. Love it. Not doing too bad. Under 17,000 already. Blimey. Right, so it'll be interesting to see what this scenery is like from Athens from flightsim.to. Like I say, anything's better than some of the standard airports that you do get with Microsoft Flight Simulator, but I have got the base version. I know there's a few more custom-built airports in the sort of luxury version, whatever it is. But not the sort of airports that I'm just stuck to flying in Europe. I enjoy flying around Europe. I do the odd US flight now and again just to make a bit of change. And Australia. But it is the European flights, which I'd say is me preferred routes. Whether that's because it's, you're familiar with them, you've been on your holidays and stuff like that, and it's reminiscing something that we've had to do for the last 2 years because we've not been able to go anywhere. I don't know. It's probably a bit of that. Yeah, because this did come out, was it the first summer during the COVID stuff? This was a godsend when Flight Simulator came out. Kept you sane. Oh, look at that. Sun's going down. Should be a nice sunset approach and landing.
Contact approach on 123.975. Good day.
123.975 EZ248. Approach EZ248 11,100 feet.
EZ248 approach altimeter 30.18 continue as planned.
Right, okay, so that's us down to 10,000. So we'll get the coach lights on.
Good day.
Oh, what's happened here with the... oh God, we got the robot voices now. This Azure server isn't that reliable. It does drop out sometimes. Well, it hasn't done it for a while, but it just functioning around now. So we need to get down to 6,000 feet now. For this next leg. What was the QNH 3018? Okay, another quick check on Navigograph here. Oh yeah, tons.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has switched on the seatbelt sign. You must now return to your seat and securely fasten your seatbelt. The lavatories are now not in service. Once again, please return to your seat and securely fasten your seatbelt.
Is that Naxos down there, I think? The airport looks familiar.
For the attention of the cabin crew,
get
please
to our
prepare
next
the cabin for landing.
waypoint, 6,000 down to 3,500, and then 1,900 is the final as we get on to the final approach. Alright, the constraints are in now, so let's bring that down. 40 miles.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must be stowed, armrest down, and window blind open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened, ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, or magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets are no
Okay,
longer
right,
in service.
so have we got Athens in range at the moment? LGAV, we're looking for, not quite. Oh, there we go. LGAV. Let's do request full stop now.
248 is 50 miles southeast, 5,300 feet with Charlie to land.
Easy 248 tower. Altimeter 30.18. Phoneme alphabet equals X Microsoft ups PH equals WIHND. Wind /phoneme 205 at 8. Make left base runway 21 left.
Enter left base runway 21 left, easy 248.
Okay, right, so the final block is 1,900 feet. But we're okay where we are at the moment, I think, for a while. Let's have a look. CI210 left, okay. Just get that punched in ready. 1900. Check to see radnav 110.10 EVL. Yep. It's still 12 degrees, yep, still 12 degrees. Okay, so we're all good there on the approach. I'll just knock that back so that we can activate it when we're ready. Beautiful, just in time for a gorgeous sunset as we approach Athens. Well, good news is we've gone past that 1 hour window that seems to have caused the crash. We're 1 hour 16 minutes, so I'm hoping that reloading Navigraph and its sort of ancillary apps like SimData and all that, or SimLink, has eradicated that problem. Because at first I thought, oh, is it my graphics cards? And then I run log files just to ensure that it wasn't the graphics card dropping out and give it up. It was definitely something to do with Navigraph. Beautiful, beautiful Scotch-Yore sunset. Love it. This is what puts the grin on my face. Is looking at the graphics in Flight Sim. I know, oh, what's that other one? Oh God, X-Plane, isn't it? They're coming out with their version 12 soon, so it'll be interesting to see what improvements, if any, have been made in there. I've looked at some of the promotional stuff for it, and it does look quite impressive. I don't know, I'm going to cross the dark side, as they say. Depends what your preference is, isn't it? I've always looked at the graphics in X-Plane and thought, no, and then everything's add-ons, isn't it? If you spend hundreds of pounds, some thousands, just upgrading all the destinations that you want. And I thought, is that for me? Not really. But it'd be interesting to see what they come out with this X-Plane 12. Just what is the default version going to be like? Well, I'm hoping we've got, what, 5 miles? 10 miles to go, that I haven't overcooked this and dropped down to 3,000 feet too early. Because we're getting very close to this mountain range. I think we might turn in time, but I don't think we are. Do you know what? I'm going to play it safe. I think I did overlook this. Let's get us back up to 6,000 pretty quick. Oh, it wants me to do it manually. It's not doing it. Oh, there we go. It's just kicked in. Yeah, I thought there was a reason why there was that long distance between being at 6,000 and 3. We have to take into consideration this mountain range, but that's okay. As soon as we're over this, we're all right. And we are just approaching the turn, so I think I might be being a bit overcautious here, but better safe than sorry. Oh dear. There we go. That's the last thing we need, is to bump into the side of a mountain range. Right, so if I... no, I'll leave it as it is at the moment. Yeah, I think we would have been okay. See, I wussed out. That's the trouble. I wussed out. Alright, I think we can safely get down to 3,000 now. Because we just missed that bugger. I wasn't going to take any chances there. It's the first time I've made this sort of a northern approach into Athens. It's always been from the south. Every time I've flown to Athens, it's been from the south. So, yeah, I didn't expect that. We've cleared it. That's the main thing. Situation awareness and all that crap. Okay, so we're making our way back down to 3,000 feet, which we should be by CI21L. And then we're on our final approach. Decel points coming up, the deceleration points. At that point, I'll stick it in approach mode, ready for that. Marvellous, look at that. I do love these scenery files in Flight Sim. Brilliant. Beautiful, beautiful. And the sunset, look at that. So idyllic. Just takes you out of the real world for a while, doesn't it? Right, so we have, let's have a look. So we've got a left turn coming up.
2,500.
Brings us on to the final approach into Athens. What's that last constraint there? Yeah, it is 1900. Okay. Well, I've got that ready. We're just coming down to 3,000.
Turkish 184315 miles northeast inbound ILS Yankee runway 21 left approach. Turkish 1843 tower. Altimeter 30.15. Phone email alphabet equals X Microsoft ups PH.
Okay, ILS in range, 17 miles to go. Oh, do you know what? That's taking us down too early. This is not in automatic. Oh, runway, come on, mate. Wake up.
Yeah,
won't do it till we're at 3,000. Beautiful, beautiful. Right, okay, we're back on track again. No one noticed anything. So we stay at 3,000 for a while. I take it because we've got a few more peaks to get over yet as we make this left turn onto the final approach. At our decel points, we should be able to go down to flat 1 once we get down to it. Let's reduce the range there so it don't look so close. There's another aircraft there, I reckon. Oh dear. This is the thing, you see. I think we're going to need to do a bit of a hold. It's too late to do it there. Let's get back to the flight plan. It's not going to let us do it there, isn't it? Damn it. Yeah, because this bugger's going to beat us in. So, bit of manual intervention here. I'm going to do a bit of a circle to avoid being too close to that bugger. Right, manual intervention again. We'll stay at 3,000. I'll get us to turn to the east. Oh, he's just gone missed. Oh, man. Okay. No panic. I'd rather that than go through all the trouble of following on and then finding out he is going to land. And we're going to have to do a go around. I'd rather do a circle. So we'll do a bit of a loop. Bit of sightseeing for you.
Cleared to land runway 21 left, Turkish 1843.
This is the trouble with the TACAS not working. You can't really see until you physically see an aircraft on the final approach actually lining up to do his stuff as well. He was doing a bit more speed than us, so he was obviously going to win the day. Okay, another turn. Why has that dropped out now? let's put that back into automatic, that into automatic, then try autopilot. It's not having it now. Oh dear. We've broke it. Yeah, it's not even responding with some manual intervention there. Okay, I think what we need to do is get this flap swamp, put it straight in level. Well, that did land actually, because I can hear it saying turn next taxiway, so it's a good job we didn't go straight in, because we would have had to have gone around anyway. Is the autopilot happy yet? No. Oh, I see what's happened. Not the throttle control.
Turkish 1843, turn next taxiway.
Still not happy. Wow. Okay, let's take that off. Well, this could be totally manual, the way we're going at the moment, because the autopilot just doesn't want to work. Another oddity.
Turkish 1843, turn next taxiway.
So we'll just do this totally manual at the moment.
Turkish 1843, turn next taxiway. Turkish 1843, contact ground on 121.805. 121.805 for Turkish 1843.
Okay, we've got a flaps 2. How far out are we from the 10 miles? I'm going to get the gear down, slow us down. We'll get it configured anyway. We'll be brave.
For the attention of the cabin crew, please be seated for landing.
It's not happy with the autopilot. Oh, there we go. That should do it. Right, so from here, anyway, we're going to go down to 1900 feet. Autopilot is not happy, and I've got no indication as to why.
new alphabet equals X Microsoft Dux PH equals WIHND. Wind, /phoneme, 225 at 7. Clear to land runway 21 left. Clear to land runway 21 left, easy 248.
$1,000. $500. 400, 300, 200, 100, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Easy 248, turn next, taxiway.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls or internet access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat, and in the overhead lockers. Do take care of opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your EasyJet journey. For the latest news, promotions, flight and destination information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter or EasyJet app.
Well, what a disaster there. We couldn't get the autopilot or the ILS system working, so I had to totally do that manually there. And whilst I was doing that, I don't know if you heard it, but the microphone stand fell off the table as well. So there you go, testing everything there. Apologies for that, but yeah, so there's, we haven't, the system didn't crash. But there's some odd things going on. I'm back on the developers version at the moment, but something weird went on there when we tried to do that loop or the hold pattern, and the autopilot wouldn't kick back in. And all of a sudden I found, oh Jesus Christ, we're 5 miles out from the runway. So we need to start making some drastic action. So it was fully manual. I wanted to do it automatic because I wanted to take some screenshots, but that went quickly out the window. I'm literally holding the microphone and the whole stand assembly in my hand as we speak at the moment. So I'm going to go silent on this. We'll get up to taxi to the gates, and thanks for joining us for us. I've got some DIY to do here in the studio, and still got to get to the bottom as to why these oddities are happening on the fly-by-wire A320. Maybe that's some of the bugs that are in there, because I did only just update it this afternoon. Anyway, thanks for joining us, guys. It's been brilliant having you along. Marky Show, thank you very much. Yeah, it was a rough touchdown, because that sort of caught me with 5 miles to go, and it was like, Jesus Christ, let's just get this down there. And I think we were still at 3,000, just over, what was it, 3,300 feet at that time. So anyway, guys, thanks for joining us, and I'll catch you on the next one. I might be doing another test later, because I don't know whether it's my configuration here or it's something to do with the fly-by-wire A320. Not sure. Anyway, guys, thanks very much, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.
gentlemen, we have arrived safely at our destination. On behalf of myself, the first officer, Penny and the cabin crew, may I say what a great pleasure it has been to have you on board this EasyJet service with us today. We hope you enjoyed your EasyJet flight. We all wish you a safe onward journey. It is our sincere hope to see you on board with us again, very soon. Once again, thank you for choosing EasyJet and we wish you safe travels.